Greetings friends, I am Advocate Musab Hashmi from Hyderabad, India. I have wantedly tried to speak in a little bit slow tone so that people who are genuinely interested in the field of law, they might be able to tolerate and listen to this video. And then I will begin with a few of my teachers after my doing LLB, whom I have gained knowledge from. Mr. Syed Etemaduddin, advocate, he stays at Tolichoki, Hyderabad, and advocate Nazir, who stays at Karolbagh, and advocate Fasihuddin, who stays at Misriganj, and advocate Ilyas, who stays at Banjara Hills, Hyderabad, and advocate M.A. Beg Sahab, a very senior advocate. He is a resident of Manthani, Karimnagar. So let's see about the introduction to the admission part and then an introduction to the legal field. In India, LLB is of 3 years and 5 years. There are various types of law degrees. Like you have the Bachelor of Law. It's an undergraduate degree in some places, and then it's a graduate degree. There's also a 2 years version of that, and then you have the LLM, and then you have graduate diploma in law, GDL or CPE. We'll also be using some websites and their information in this discussion. This is a UK website, so they will be telling more about the UK system there. We'll have to search for Indian system. Yeah, these are the law courses after the 12th standard, or what we call as intermediate. LLB, the Bachelor of Laws, 3 years, and integrated undergraduate degrees like BA, LLB, Bachelor of Arts and also Law, and then BSc. And then we have Master of Laws, LLM, and then we have Master of Business Law specialization, then there's Doctor of Philosophy, a PhD, and then there are a few integrated MBL LLM courses like Master in Business Law and Master in Law, and then MBA LLM, which is a 3-year course. And basically the LLB is of 3 years and of 5 years. The 3 years LLB, it can be done after in any degree, and then the 5 years LLB can be done directly after 10+2 intermediate. And then in few states you have a BL, like in Andhra, Tamil Nadu. And then as per the affiliation, again there are 2 types of law degrees: those affiliated to Bar Council and those not affiliated to Bar Council. If the university where you are studying bachelor's in law, if it is affiliated to the Bar Council, only then one will be able to practice as an advocate. And if it's not affiliated to the Bar Council of India, then the person, even after doing the LLB degree or law degree, will not be able to practice as an advocate in the courts, but he can give legal advice and opinion and work in various BPO and KPO, the MNCs which have come up, who do the paperwork of clients in other countries. And then you have various degrees which are affiliated to universities and not affiliated to universities also. Always when you take admission, you try to see to it that your college is affiliated to the Bar Council and also affiliated to the university, which is as per the AICTE guidelines. And then what is the meaning or definition of LLB? LLB is the abbreviation for the Bachelor of Laws. The degree abbreviates to LLB instead of BL due to the traditional name of the qualification in Latin known as legum baccalaureus, and legum is the plural of lex meaning law, while baccalaureus is the origin of the term bachelor's degree. So we came to know about the full form of LLB, and then various people have various full forms apart from this. Some people say that this is Bachelor of Legislative Laws, and few say that it's Bachelor of Laws of the Land, and some people say Bachelor of Legal Laws. Then some people call it as Bachelor of Literature of Laws. The Bar Council, it recognizes advocates via the Advocates Act 1961. Before 1961 in India, you have various kinds of advocates. Types of in this there's not much about history. I'll try to tell it from the people whom I gained. Before the 1961 Advocates Act, in India you had different kinds of advocates. One was called as barrister. A barrister is a High Court or Supreme Court advocate, and then you had vakils. Vakils worked in civil court, and it was also known as Diwandi Adalat. And then you had Mukhtars, who used to work in criminal court, and it was known in those times as Faujdari Adalat. So to become a barrister, you had to go to England and study Barrett law, and some people say that there were only 4 universities which had courses of barrister. And then great people of India like Mahatma Gandhi, Nehru, and in recent past Asaduddin Owaisi has also become a barrister. And then to become a vakil or a mukhtar, you had various courses. Like you had 2 types of degrees. After doing a 1-year law degree, you could become a mukhtar in the revenue court, and after doing a 2-year degree, you would become an advocate in the civil court and also High Court. But you could not do practice, not High Court, criminal court and civil court. After becoming an advocate by doing a degree of 2 years or 1 year before the 1961 Act, one could not become an advocate in the High Court and the Supreme Court. So in 1961, this act, the Advocates Act, had come in order to consolidate the practice of advocates, and only one type of advocate comes out from the system now. I'll not bore you with these 56 pages. I'll just read a few lines. An act to amend and consolidate the law related to legal practitioners and to provide for the constitution of the bar councils and an all India bar, be it enacted by the Parliament in the 12th year of the Republic of India as follows. Short title, extent and commencement. It extends to the whole of India. And then definition, advocate. Advocate means an advocate enrolled in any role under the provision of this act. One small discrepancy related to the field of sciences, those who are aware of that field. In defining any word, you are not supposed to use that word in the definition, but here we have it this way. The law is different from science. Appointed day is in relation to any provision of this act means the day on which the provision came into force. Then states does not include union territory, and this is the state bar council. For each state you will have a separate bar council. And then functioning of the bar council to lay down standards of professional conduct and etiquette for advocate. Disciplinary committee. A bar council shall constitute one or more disciplinary committee, each of which shall consist of 3 persons, of whom 2 shall be persons selected by the council from amongst its members, and others shall be persons co-opted by the council from among advocates who possess the qualifications specified in the proviso to subsection 2 of section 3 and who are not members of the council, and the seniormost advocate amongst the members of a disciplinary committee shall be the chairman thereof. There are a lot of disciplinary powers also to the bar council. So this is how the advocacy field came up in India. Then after 1961 Advocates Act, the people could practice in Supreme Court and also High Court, and then in the Privy Council of London. And then advocates are classified based on seniority as follows. We'll also Google it. There are 2 types of advocates, a senior advocate and a junior advocate. And then section 16 of Advocates Act 1961 states that there shall be 2 classes of advocates, namely senior and the other advocates, not junior. Senior advocates and the other advocates. A lawyer with his consent may be designated as a senior advocate if the Supreme Court or High Court is of the opinion that by virtue of his ability he is deserving for such distinction. So senior advocate is based on 2 things. One is designated and the other is practicing. The designated senior advocate is the one who has applied in High Court, and then the High Court accepts him as a senior advocate and acknowledges that he has to be a barrister, and he must have various juniors who can go and take dates for him on his behalf and also file cases and do the typing. He will be doing more of the thinking part, and the juniors will be doing more of the executing part. And then based on practice, advocates are senior and junior, practice of usually 10 to 15 years in any court. Then a person can be called as a senior advocate, and also based on the age. If somebody is of like 50 plus age, then he might be called as a senior advocate. Then there are various things known as PP and GP and semi-court departments. PP is the public prosecutor who represents the police in the criminal cases, and then he has few APPs, assistant public prosecutors, and then they also have additional PPs. To become a public prosecutor, you have government exams in the police department via which you can get appointed, and also few of them are nominated by the government, being eminent personalities who are aware of the law and legal procedures. Then you have GP, the government pleaders. They represent the government departments in various cases. And then you have AGPs, assistant